few items. For those that went on the library tour on February the 27th to do the visual inspection, were you impressed? Yeah? You? Well, you weren't even there. The reason that I ask is that a big thanks to Insight Inspections, to the father and son speak team who came and gave of their time willingly and free to the municipality to do a visual inspection of this. So I guess what I'm asking for now is if everyone is interested in moving ahead with this, and we now have 24 businesses petitioning us saying, please stay in Thetford, so good news for the Thetfordians, eh? If we're interested in moving ahead with this, I think what we need to do is probably put a budget guesstimate in for Thursday. We're maybe thinking around 20,000, and then have staff. And if I have to make a motion, I don't think we did a motion this before. Didn't we? Staff
just ask for a staff report on developing what it would take.
Yeah, we're looking at cost. The clerk has, and the Director of Community Services has already given us some thoughts on structural reports, and I think he knows the structural engineer because they're big bucks, so we might be able to do some in-kind service there. Maybe you can buy one of Councillor Underwood's dogs around. So if we're all on side with that, then we'll move ahead with that. Then getting.
So you're making a motion that we have
I'm going to make a motion
brought back and we put the money in the budget.
Put 20,000 in the budget for now, just to play with, and then when the staff report comes back, we'll have a better idea.
I will also second putting the 20,000 in the budget. I do want to be sure in this process that
the color, isn't it?
Well, no, I just want to be sure that there is the public, the visibility for the public is not restricted. I think I just have some reservations that it's going to be less accessible to the public than what we have here. So I just make that caveat, so to be sure that the public isn't going to be concerned. But and maybe we should be engaging the public in their comments about if this works for them and what alternatives need to be considered. No. Yes.
No pool table.
Yes. Public participation, always wise. No complaints after.
Always wise. Just to your point, okay, I'll just make a technical comment to our engineer over there. To you, Mr. Mayor. A beam and a post would cut out the wall at the entrance on your concerns are all.
You can cut out the wall at the entrance?
The beams and posts are all about. You have one post, but you just leave that open it right up.
We don't know if there's support. That's the only thing.
That's why you have engineers.
That's why we need the structure.
We'll look at that. We'll look at that part of the report.
All right, perfect. We're rolling. That's great.
We're moving that.
We may get out of here this year.
We're moving that for the report.
I'm moving that.
Deputy Mayor Dag seconded. All in favor of that?
Second one, does anyone have any objections if we move the staff appreciation breakfast to March the 30th? Aunt Jemima's on a cruise right now, and I think she'd like to be part of the prep for that. So if we can move that to the 30th, that would be great. Third thing is, I guess through you to, Mr. Mayor, to the planner. I read your thing today on the species at risk, and I guess I've had a couple of people ask me now and say, look, is this going to have implications on official plans? Or what is with MNR? Like, why don't you get a response?
Well, Doug, it's an organization that likes to put regulations in place and ask questions after. So what we're trying to do is make them at least talk to us about implications. I sent an email off again today. I don't know. I'm pursuing it.
Okay. And then my last thing, maybe this is for the March 8th budget discussion, but this cash in lieu situation up in the north end as a result of the parking summit still keeps coming up, so I'm hoping we can deal with that. I know there were some good suggestions made in terms of remedying that, about putting passes or whatever with some of the restaurants, so I'm hoping we can. Is that March 8th, is that appropriate time to do that, the budget discussion? Is that the right time to do that?
Yes.
We got a budget. We got budget next week too. Right. I'd really like to get that solved because it's a real bone of contention up there. It keeps coming up and coming up.
Is it a budget item or is it more of cost we put on this stuff? Patty?
Are you asking for a review of the cash and lieu
No,
policy?
no.
Or,
No, the
sorry,
cash and lieu, the Main Street concession that we gave last year, right?
Mhm.
Right? And there've been a couple of restaurants that were, a little bit, because they did pay cash and lieu, and we exempted another one.
okay, council exempted one
Yeah.
restaurant on Main Street.
Right.
Anybody else, and in fact, on River Road, we have an expansion of a restaurant,
Yeah.
they're paying cash and lieu.
Okay.
I mean, I guess, it is a discussion then about whether we want cash and lieu for parking or whether we don't. We want it cash and lieu of parking exempt area. I mean, there's options open to council. Quite frankly, after, some of the reaction we got from businesses and from the public on giving a break to cash and lieu, my answer at this point is, I don't think council will be supportive of that. It seems that really cash and lieu for parking is a good thing because it goes into parking. But, I mean, I think if you want to have a full discussion on the merits plus or minus, that would be a report with options and
I think that's
just some
more of a report
discussion.
than it is a budget item.
I'm just saying, we had that suggestion made in the parking summit. There was a suggestion made to rectify the situation with the two current restaurants that are,
And that would come back to whether council wants cash and lieu, like, those decisions were made, they had to pay cash and lieu. Council gave an exemption. I guess, I think,
it is our
I'm just
right.
not
It
quite
is our
sure.
right. I know.
We have to decide what we want to do. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
agree.
really,
I would like to decide what we're gonna do with the situation in the north end, just be done with it. Put it to bed.
well, I
One
think
way or
it's a
the other.
We
situation
did that
for all of
with the motion.
Lamp Shores.
Yeah.
We may, we live with it or we change it.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think the budget is, I think I'd much rather continue on with our one process, focus on the budget, and move along there, and definitely, we gotta discuss the whole thing, absolutely, but I don't think.
All right, put it on another agenda then, that's fine. I just don't want it to get lost. It
No,
keeps getting lost,
absolutely.
and it keeps raising its
Really wanna get this.
head. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, just with regards to that, are you making a motion to say that we want to report on this? And
Yes, I could. I mean, I'd just like this to go away.
because if you're making that motion, I will second that motion that we actually get a report on this and that we come to a final conclusion about what our policy is, because I think we need to treat everyone equally, and we can't be just
Report
making
with
exceptions here and
recommendations on
exception
cash
there,
and
and really not have any consistency to that or any predictability to it. That's not fair. So.
We had
I-
consistency because we had a report and council said no. Council
Still-
came,
still
council made a
controversial.
decision.
Still
Yeah.
controversial, so
So if there's a way to work through it, we'll come
Okay.
up with a clearer policy on it, I guess is what we're looking for.
And I think we need to communicate that to the two restaurants, that we need to explain how we're gonna deal with it.
We'll
To be fair.
get a clearer
To be fair.
policy.
Mhm.
It is.
Okay, so it's moved and seconded that we ask for a clearer policy, clarification of the policy,
Mhm.
maybe a rethinking of the policy in the cash and lieu.
Mhm.
And deal with this current issue up in North End.
Settle.
First to me.
So,
All in favor? Carried. Councilor reports. Councilor Wire.
nothing to report.
Councilor Russell.
Oh, yeah. Great dinner, Lake Smith for dinner on Saturday night, and I think the community should be thanked. We had 216 different, services, businesses, et cetera, donated for it. It was phenomenal. And, but anyways, and the people who attended, and Mr. Mayor, thank you for attending. Good wife, it was good dinner. And we probably made a few bucks, I haven't heard.
I know you made a few bucks.
Oh, I took some from you. I took some from you.
Thank you for not attending.
Well, sorry, I should thank.
No, it was the backup.
One day I get
would
sick.
save me a lot of hassle for the rest of the night.
Okay, that's all you have for council?
You're saying that with a little bit of.
I'm asking you if you have another.
There's a hope.
Personal counsel.
Go right ahead. I'll get you next time.
I also attended Good Roads. There's some good sessions on down there, lots of discussions. The delegation that we had from the mayor's committee that went